Hi everybody, this is Tim Allen with the Flint Creek Courier, and today we are talking with the Philipsburg Superintendent of Schools, Tom Gates, and their district clerk and business manager, Catherine Babbitt. And today we're talking about the tech levy you guys are looking to have on the ballot and hopefully get approved. So, Tom, let's talk first about what is that tech levy? How long ago was that done, and what kind of stuff are you looking to use it for?
So the tech levy was done 10 years ago in 2014, and what we use it for is buying technology, securing a contract from our technology group, K-12 Inc. of Montana, and then just updating our technology. Our 10-year-old technology, such as desktops and smartboards, are getting to the point of end of life. Most technology, as most of us know in the 21st century, lasts about 2 years before it needs to be upgraded. We have a lot of technology that is well past its end of life period, and that's everything from desktops to smartboards to access points where the internet comes into the building, and then just the overall mindset of, are we preparing students for the 21st century with the end of life technology we have? So what we want to do is secure this funding so that moving into the future, we can provide our students with the most up-to-date technology so that they can seek those jobs after high school and be prepared to work those jobs and be sufficient at those jobs. In today's world, we see a lot of desktops still moseying around, but it'd be nice to go back to a laptop Chromebook compatible school to where we can just kind of take our information home with us. We can do our homework, our grades as teachers, and then we can go into any room and plug into a smartboard or a smart TV, show a presentation, communicate, blog, do whatever, and it comes with us just like most professionals do today. Here in Philipsburg, we're still kind of tied down to some desktops, at least at the teacher level, which we'd like to get back to the laptops. And the students were one-to-one with Chromebooks, but in order to keep that going, we're going to need funding because every year we need more Chromebooks. And we have Chromebooks that are older, and we phase those Chromebooks out. And we have a plan right now where every year we have new Chromebooks coming in for 5th grade and freshmen, 8th grade freshmen. And then that way it carries them through for 4 years. And usually the seniors, by the time they graduate, you can almost give them the Chromebook that they have because those Chromebooks are into life, and then you start over.
Right, and I think it's important for people to understand, if you think like even a cell phone, 2 years, just the development and size of apps in 2 years almost outdates a cell phone. And then computers, I mean, the technology, it was kind of funny because when we talked about this last week, I just looked up, if you remember, there was a Super Bowl commercial with Justin Bieber talking about where he was joking about going to super high fast 4G or something, and we're at 5 and 6 and whatever now. So I mean, it's the technology races ahead far too fast to wait 10 years to do that. So, Catherine, let's talk a little bit about the numbers, because that's where I think people are really, they may be a businessman or a rancher or retired, and they just don't deal with this stuff every day. Just how does it break down for the average taxpayer, this levy for them?
Well, let's see. Well, we start out at a $100,000 home. It'll increase property taxes by $2.77. But who has a $100,000 home? I mean, most people's homes around Philipsburg are quite a bit more. So if we bump up, say, for a $400,000 home, this is your market value, that would be $11.07. If you went to, say, a $700,000 home, it would be $19.37.
And is that every tax period or over a year?
Over a year.
So we're talking like $10 every tax period, basically, which is, that's the price of a meal at the bakery or the brewery or something like that. So it's not a huge amount, comparatively speaking. What are some of the things that these guys, when you look at the students, can you talk a little bit about what they do with the Chromebooks and those kinds of things on a daily basis to help people understand what the kids are actually getting out of this?
Sure. So I look at it like top down. The internet has to come in to the building. So that's the access points again. And the access points are the router boxes that we try to put in every classroom or in every common area so that the students can have quick access to the internet. Sometimes you'll see students maybe floating around with a Chromebook trying to find an access point so that they can connect to the internet. So that's the number one, is we got to have the ability to access the internet. And with those access points, the previous ones that were put in were Cisco access points, which are a little more expensive. They're top of the line. They come with a license agreement. Per our tech people, K-12, we can go with a cheaper version that doesn't come with a license agreement. And we're going to start making that swap over where we can basically put Cisco ones in the elementary or vice versa, Cisco ones here, and then start another building with the newer, cheaper models where we don't have to pay for licensing. So we're looking at that and trying to make wise decisions so we don't have to go to the voters and ask for more money. Like, how can we spend this money one time, solidly, so that we can make the right decisions to get that technology into the building? And when I say technology, I guess I mean the internet. So when the internet comes into the building, how students are using it, they're using it multiple ways. Again, they're on their Chromebooks. I'm going to use an example of just searching the web to create a presentation for a social studies class or an English class, and they'll be building PowerPoints and then presenting it in front of the class. A speech and debate class, same thing. They're going to search, they're going to develop their essays and be able to plug in and show them or broadcast them to a class. We just ended up purchasing that nice plasma cutter out in the shop area. That as well needs the access point and the internet coming in, so we can pull images, pull the software and the hardware to operate that machine. And that machine alone was $27,000. We didn't use technology levy money for that. We had community members help out and the school help out, and we were able to purchase that. But being able to keep that running and keep that program offered for students, we're going to have money to continue to upgrade that plasma machine, keep the internet going.
So let's stop there for a second, because I think it's important to show that the tech grant is not just for tech kids, because that's a trade class that is a very viable thing. I mean, there are people using, and that's a high-tech thing that now people are using in that trade industry to help those kids that are interested in that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and it goes like, again, once we get that internet into the building, who's going to use it first? Teachers are actually going to use it first. And then it's just going to spiderweb down to the students. So it really has to go internet into the building, to the teachers, to the students. And then it can go backwards. The students can show other students in presentations. We even have students actually teaching the teacher a little bit with the plasma cutter. Mr. Bloom's doing a great job, but our students are just rocking and rolling out there and learning it really well. And on top of it, there's more with adaptive technology for special education students that may need technology to suit their needs. So
what can you maybe specify some things that happen there with the handicap and special needs student?
Well, it could be anything from like getting services over telecommunications like Zoom, YouTube videos, anything where we got to get internet to have different services brought in. I don't want to get too into the weeds with the SPED part of it, but it's definitely used throughout K-12, and it's going to continue to be used in the growing years. I can see more of a need for more online. Just like when we had COVID, it was so nice to be able to go and Zoom, and if there was ever a need, we're kind of prepared for that. We already have everything in place to where if we had a day where the school flooded, which has happened before, or the kitchen's not working, we could maybe send kids home with their one-to-one and still teach and still have class and not have a makeup day.
So Catherine, as we talked here a little bit before the interview, you guys had a tech levy that was in place 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. So how much was that particular tech levy? And is it just running out now that it's been on the books for 10 years, or how long did that tech levy last?
It lasted for 10 years. And so initially the first tech levy was established in 2004, and that was for a period of 10 years. And it was for $30,604. And then in 2014, because they only last 10 years,
right.
Then the school added an additional $20,000 to that amount of money that they were receiving. So then they started receiving $50,604 for another 10 years. And
so, but that had an amount of whatever per 100,000. Mm-hmm. And do you know what that was by any chance? So I mean, this is really not like a new levy. It's just replacing the levy that's already there.
Yeah, we're just adding a
renewing.
little bit extra on top of it to continue.
Right, because the tech obviously keeps going up in price
Yeah.
and stuff. So how does this, Tom, I guess, affect teachers? You know, I mean, obviously they're going to have some access that they may not have before, but what does that also do for you guys in recruiting when you guys are on this kind of trying to be on the cutting edge of this stuff?
Sure. I mean, obviously, a young teacher looking for a school district, or any teacher looking for a school district, want to see what kind of cool gadgets and toys you got to be able to teach kids, right? And if we can offer at least a cutting edge technology program where students can learn off of an easy access platform, and like I use the term plug and chug, plug and play, and create presentations and then be able to put them on a smart board or a smart TV, I see it being no different than preparing somebody to be an engineer per se. My brother's an engineer, and it's kind of the same deal. He'll make a presentation, then he might head to a community in front of the board. The community, he'll have his presentation set up, plug in his laptop, and have his presentation ready to go for the community. So we're preparing for students for those jobs after high school. Trying to think where else I want to go with that. It's just a need. We got to do this for our students. This is so important that we get this passed and you vote for this technology levy come May 7th. It's going to be a mail ballot, so they're going to be coming in the mail starting. We're going to stuff ballots around the 18th and 19th. They'll go in the mail April 19th.
So I think that's important that people understand this is not going to be on the primary ballot. This is happening because it's a school board issue, is happening before that, correct?
Correct.
To approve that, and so to look for that. I guess too, I think, and just, I know from my perspective, because pretty much everything I do is tech related, that there's always a variety of students. I know when I've substitute taught, there's always a variety of students. You get the kids who are jocks and the kids who are the tech geeks and the kids who are, drama people, or people, they're just not necessarily the tech guy. And, but tech influences everything to some degree, whether it's a trade or whether it's, working behind a desk and doing accounting, kind of thing. So I think that's a really important thing. So I guess you kind of made the pitch, but if you want to tell people, why should they check yes on this thing and approve it?
I'll just, try to spike the football with this. Like, in the 21st century, we don't know the jobs that we're preparing students for. 20 years from now, we don't know what is going to be expected of students. But what we do know is you can get on Amazon right now and find the top of the line technology, or outsource to somebody to ask, hey, how do we prepare students for what's coming? And we can all make guesses of what we think is coming, but we don't know. All we need to do is be able to put the best technology we can in front of our students, our children, our future, so that they are prepared for what's coming. And if we're doing that, we're doing the best by students, and that's all that matters. As long as we can give them the best that we can honestly afford, we're doing the best by them. And we're going to keep pushing, because this is what students need. We're going to ask that you vote for this tech levy, because we need it for our school and our students to survive. This isn't something that is just fluff. This isn't something that is something we just want to add to have the shiny new toy. It's something we need. Students will use it. Teachers will use it. The district will use it. And if we come to find that we've asked for too much, we do a good job about giving money back to the community if we're finding that what we asked for was too much. So hopefully, trust us, we will do right by the community, we will do right by the students and the parents, and make sure that we're doing this correct. We're doing it by the books, by the law. We're trying to make sure we're figured out. Both Catherine and I are new, so we're learning. Just trust us, know that we're trying our best. We're crossing our T's and dotting our I's, and Catherine's doing a great job looking at all the rules and laws, making sure we're doing it right. Our ask of you is that when that mail ballot comes, you vote for it, and you can help support the prospectors on their endeavors to become a 21st century technological school. And we're providing the best to our students that we can, as a community, as a school, as our parents, all of us. We all need to chip in.
And I guess too, we just talked here a minute ago about some things you may do, but kind of, if you're watching this, if you kind of watch the Granite or the Philipsburg Schools Facebook feed and social media. There's going to be some students who talk about why this is important to them. So please take a moment to look at those. And again, when those ballots hit your mailbox, around the 20th, 21st, 22nd, somewhere in there, take a good look at it and make a decision. And I think, at least from my perspective, anything you can do tech is a good thing in this day and age. So,
Yes.
all right.
Can you think anything else we're missing?
I guess I was just considering like how important technology is, not just for like students and teachers, but just for the full on running of the entire school.
Sure.
Like from the way of being able to submit all of our reports for the school to keep it top of the line, so we're meeting our accreditation and all of those different things, but also like accounting and all of the different Zoom meetings that we have to have as like in the administration, or even like with teachers or with
Professional development.
Professional development. I mean, there's a lot of professional development that we get that we can get virtually as well. So it's not just always in person. A lot of times it's in person, but there's just so many different aspects to technology besides just the students learning and utilizing it for their benefit. It really empowers the whole entire school to operate efficiently.
And part of this levy too goes to having a contract person that helps administer this stuff physically, so you don't have to hire out for that as well, correct?
Correct. We actually have two. So, we have one contract with K-12 Inc. or K-12 Montana Inc. And they're kind of our helpers that come in, and if we have kinks or problems, they're our technology doctor, so to speak, and will come in and assess why something's not working and help us get on track to figuring it out. And also the people that we look to for buying the best Chromebooks, the best smart boards, the cheapest. They're just our liaisons to help us navigate through the waters of technology. And then on top of that, we usually hire a staff member with a small stipend to be able to be the on-district site person to come over and help teachers and navigate what went wrong and decide whether we are able to fix it on our own or we have to shoot it off to our K-12 people to come fix the problem. So those two are contracted, and that's the two contracts I can think of for technology. Mm-hmm. But on top of that, like new laws were passed, and starting July 1st, we actually have to video record, and audio record all school board meetings because we have over 1,000 people in our district.
Oh, wow.
And so on top of that, we're going to have to buy technology, which luckily we still have some from the COVID era, but we're going to have to add paying a subscription to Zoom, which is about $150 a year.
Now, does it say, we can talk about, does it have to be Zoom?
Well, it doesn't have to be Zoom. It could be a multiple of other things.
We can teach you how to run a YouTube account for that.
And that would be the trick too, finding the right people, building the right relationships to save money, and making sure we're giving the best to the community and the students. But again, if we don't have some way to budget technology needs, that comes out of the general fund. And when you take out of the general fund, students lose because that's coming either from a classroom, a salary. It just hurts the students.
Yeah.
So there's proper planning, proper budgeting, and that's what we're doing here.
All right. Well, thank you very much for today.
Yeah,
and we again just encourage you to look for those things. They'll be coming out later half of the month here in April. And make sure you take a good look at them. We encourage you to vote yes on that. So, Tom, Catherine, thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
And for the Foot Courier, this is Tim Allen.
Thank you.
Thank you.